Welcome to another edition of PACTV Community News. I'm Larry King.
And I'm Kim Mio. This week on PACTV Community News, we visit the Duxbury Girl Scout House.
It's a great sense of satisfaction when you watch the girls grow and mature, and you can introduce them to things that they perhaps would never have been introduced to otherwise.
Next, we jump over to Pembroke for their annual fish fry.
Maybe someday, hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed, we can go back to taking the herring right from our stream here and serving it to the residents of Pembroke.
PACTV Community News brings you to Silver Lake High School's Holocaust Remembrance Day.
They get to see the imagery, they get to see the human element of this, but sometimes gets lost in a regular classroom setting.
And we head south to Plymouth's Manomet Village.
We love the look, the feel, and the atmosphere of Manomet. It's changed a lot in the last 30 years, and we're looking forward to the next 30.
You'll also learn about Plymouth Plantation's Mayflower 2 restoration project and fundraising efforts.
It's a very expensive endeavor to not only for this restoration, but just to own and maintain Mayflower for the people of the United States.
You'll watch restorative cedar trees being planted in Pembroke with the help of local Boy Scouts and hear from Pembroke's town administrator during this week's Town Talk.
It's all coming up on PACTV Community News.
That quaint little Girl Scout house in Duxbury, built in 1874 as the one-room Nook School, today is the home of the town's recreation department and the 22 Girl Scout troops in Duxbury. PACTV Community News met up with one troop leader to learn more about Duxbury's Girl Scouts.
I'm Joan Reiser. I am the Girl Scout Service Unit Administrator here in Duxbury and a troop leader, and we are here today at the Girl Scout House down on Washington Street. This building used to be an elementary school. It housed grades 1 through 4, and it was called the Nook School, and it was used as a school until the early 1950s. In 1964, Helen Bumpus gave us a donation, and we were actually able to add on to the back of the building, and that part was used by the seniors and now is part of the rec department. Why do I stand? That's a good question, but I think I stand because I personally feel I get more out of it than the girls do. It's a great sense of satisfaction when you watch the girls grow and mature, and you can introduce them to things that they perhaps would never have been introduced to otherwise if they had not done Girl Scouting. I've actually had girls go on to college who never thought they could go, and I think it's important for us leaders to give them that inspiration, to let them know that anything is possible. And that's one of the reasons I do stay in. I just feel it's really important for them to have the role models. And we really encourage the older girls. Today we have older girls in there working with the younger ones to give them those role models, to let them know something beyond Brownies, Junior Girl Scouts, that they can move on. And as they get older, there are more and more opportunities. For our 100th anniversary celebration last year, we took on a project over at the senior housing, Duxboro Village. We completely renovated all of their foundation plantings and the main planting main garden as you entered the building area. We went in, we stripped them, we tore everything out, we got donations of plants. We had 30 yards of mulch, half of it was donated. We earned the money to pay for the other half. And we went in and spent 2 days just tearing out plants, replanting it. And for the first time, they tell me over there that they are not ashamed to have people come and visit them. It is really pretty. We went back in the fall, we planted bulbs, and we go back at least twice a year now and just spiff the gardens up a little bit, put fall plants in, mums, and then in the spring we go back and trim everything back and get it ready for the summer blooming season. It has really been exciting for them.
Plymouth, the largest municipality in Massachusetts by area, is made up of many communities and villages. This week, PACTV Community News takes you to Manomet in South Plymouth, where we met up with the Community Steering Committee to learn about this village and where it is headed.
This is the monthly meeting of the Manomet Village Steering Committee. The steering committee has been around since 1991. Manomet Steering Committee has acted as a conduit for village concerns, needs over the years. We maintain a master plan through the planning board that sets goals and objectives, and we're advocates for the community.
There's a lot of growth in Manomet lately, a lot of things that come before the steering committee, houses being built, businesses coming in. The Manomet looks amazing. Luke's parking lot right over here has just been updated. Cumberland Farms building across the street's been updated. We have a new traffic light. It's really come a long way in the last 5 to 10 years. I'm a third generation Whitehorse Beach resident, and I've seen changes that I'm just so proud to be a part of in the last few years.
Some of the things that have been in our master plan, one is this library we're sitting in. Secondly are the traffic lights that we have at Strand and Point Road. We have some recreational fields, improvements to Point Road. We have now got a village green and are doing a Symes House restoration towards historical preservation, all which were goals of the master plan.
And one of the things we're trying to bring back is the Symes House. It's an icon in the village of Manomet. It's going to be a real focal point. That's one thing people don't understand is this is for them in the village. There's right now currently limited meeting spaces. The Moose Lodge and the library, and trying to get in here, you're looking at 2 months. We're going to have open meeting rooms. We will be able to host weddings out on the lawn. It's a beautiful, beautiful location, beautiful house. It'll help Manomet, I think, become its own. Right now, Manomet is beginning to grow, find its identity, and I think this is going to help with the identity of Manomet as its own village.
That master plan done in 1991 is presently being revised. We hope to have that in front of town meeting for this fall of 2013, the second annual of the year.
One of the biggest issues I see happening over the last few years is the new generation of Manomet, very much respecting the old generation. But the older generation, which seemed generations, my grandparents pretty much wanted to be left alone here in Whitehorse. It was a seasonal community. We dealt with our own issues. But now that it's becoming more of a year-round community, bigger homes, more people, more parking, more businesses, we're really looking for the town to spend as much effort, money, resources here in Whitehorse as they do in all the other revenue-generating beaches in Plymouth. And that's a big issue for a lot of us. We'd like to see the erosion addressed. We'd like to see the parking addressed, the trash issue addressed, all the things that they just take for granted maybe in town, Plymouth beaches, we need to get pulled down into Whitehorse Beach.
Relatively new homeowner in the area, but we've been coming down for about 30 years, and we decided to buy a home, and we're making our way to move down here full time because we love the look, the feel, and the atmosphere of Manomet. It's changed a lot in the last 30 years, and we're looking forward to the next 30.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Abstentions? It's unanimous.
Holocaust Remembrance Day was held last month at the Silver Lake Regional High School. The school's library featured an event that acknowledged the significance of the Holocaust and its meaning today.
I've always wanted to be able to bring my classes down to Washington, D.C. to see the United States Holocaust Museum, but haven't been able to arrange to bring over 100 ninth graders down there. So I did my best to try to recreate some of the elements here in our school library. There's 9 exhibits that the students experience all through the rise of the Nazi Party through to issues surrounding genocide today. Things range from poems and stories and images drawn by children that lived in the Holocaust. There's survivor testimonies, videos I've collected over time. This year we even feature an iPad app. So there's a lot for students to experience and explore at their own pace.
So we decided to do an exhibit on genocide at the Holocaust Museum here at Silver Lake that we did. The reason that we did this is because the terminology with genocide wasn't even around previous to the Holocaust, and it's important for the kids to realize that it has occurred since the Holocaust. So we thought by doing an exhibit that highlights areas of the world that have suffered from genocide post-Holocaust, since the Holocaust, to see to make kids aware that throughout the world there are areas that are going to need help, or areas that are still suffering from facing extermination of entire races.
You know, I think one of the great things about having the Holocaust Museum set up here at the school is that it gives kids the ability to sort of examine this horrific human event at their own pace. And, you know, they get to see the imagery, they get to see the human element of this, which sometimes gets lost in a regular classroom setting. And I think, you know, Ms. Fontaine, Mr. Peck have done a wonderful job of setting this up over the years.
Students are learning about World War II as part of their modern world history curriculum. And one of the things as a social studies teacher that we really grapple with is how to explain and have our students understand the magnitude of the Holocaust. I have found that one of the best ways to kind of put some humanity into it for them is to have them be able to see survivors telling their stories and try to put some faces to what is otherwise a really difficult event in history to understand. It's a lot of relevant issues for their own lives today, things like peer pressure and bullying and things like indifference. So trying to teach them that even still today what they do really does matter. They can learn about that through the use of history, and in particular with studying genocide and the Holocaust.
The Pembroke Historical Society held its 37th annual Grand Old Fish Fry fundraiser this month. Featured at the event was food, duck races, kid games, items for sale, and a lot of fun. PACTV Community News was there to capture it all.
Well, it started 37 years ago, kind of as a rite of passage of the herring moving up the stream, and I was a small group of Historical Society members that thought it would be a fun little fundraiser, and they started it, and it was just very tiny back in the day, and I was about 16, and I was just I ran beans across the street, and then now it's huge. Now it's right at spring for the town, and everyone comes out.
So the Pembroke Historical Society has kept up the tradition for 37 years, and today it's our biggest fundraiser to support our 3 buildings in town, the museum building, the Friends Meeting House, and the Ada Hall House. But we've kind of turned it in, as Stacy said, we've turned it into just the place to be first weekend in May for family, people who've been here, newcomers, everybody. The place to be in Pembroke. But it also supports all the proceeds here, support the Pembroke Historical Society. We're a private 501c3 organization.
Okay, here we go, race number 9. Nice start. On there. Get them all out now, guys. Work them out, work them out.
They're actually back now. They were gone for a while, and then the Fisheries Commission got a bunch of volunteers together, cleaned out the stream, stocked the fields back up, and now they're running fine, but the state doesn't let us take them.
Pembroke's got good numbers, but statewide the numbers aren't so good. So they really have a statewide ban on taking the fish. So a couple years ago, when we could no longer take the herring and fry them up over at the kettles that you see, we turned it over to fish cakes. It's the closest thing we could get. And actually, it's been a fine change, a little change of tradition, but it's brought the people here, and some people say they like it a little bit better. But maybe someday, hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed, we can go back to taking the herring right from our stream here and serving it to the residents of Pembroke.
We're doing hot dogs and hamburgers and cheeseburgers, Ed.
We're just enjoying the day and watching the herring run and the duckies. Right now? Yeah? It's a good day. It's a fun day.
Thank you to all the residents and non-residents who came out to support us.
A Plymouth Harbor icon has gone missing. The Mayflower II hasn't returned from its annual restoration. Structural problems were discovered in this 50-year-old wooden ship, and Plymouth Plantation, the ship's owner, is trying to raise $380,000 for repairs. Visit their website, plymouth.org, for more information. PACTV Community News was invited to speak with the ship's captain to find out more.
Mayflower II has a very interesting history. It was designed by a man named William Baker for Harry Hornblower, who was the founder of our museum, Plymouth Plantation. He was charged with looking into what the original ship would have looked like. There's very little information about the actual ship. But William Baker spent about 6 years researching and coming up with a set of drawings for his idea of what Mayflower II should look like, or what the original Mayflower looked like. At the same time in England, there was a man named Warwick Charlton who had started something called the Project Mayflower. And his idea, right after World War II, was to continue that close connection that had grown between Americans and English during World War II. And he wanted to foster that connection and celebrate it. And his grand idea was to build a ship like Mayflower, sail it to the United States, and give it to the people of the United States in a gesture of goodwill, like the Statue of Liberty was given to the people of the U.S. from France. The two groups, Project Mayflower and Harry Hornblower and Plymouth Plantation, got together. They used the plans that Baker designed. Warwick Charlton raised the funds and hired the builder, Upham Shipyard in Brixham, England, to build the ship. And then Mayflower was sailed to America by a crew of 33 Englishmen in 1957. They arrived in Plymouth on June 13th, 1957, which is a date we celebrate every year now, Mayflower Day, as we call it. This year, I think it's going to be held on June 9th. We tell that 1957 story for visitors who come down to the State Pier in Plymouth. We're in the middle of a lot of repairs that are part of a long-range restoration project for Mayflower II. Plymouth Plantation and the United States are looking towards the year 2020, which is 400 years since 1620, when the Mayflower first arrived in the New World. And we want Mayflower looking her absolute best for that time. And so we've begun this restoration program that will take the next 6 or 7 years. What we're working on currently are some repairs to the hull and the main structure of the ship. Some of the outer white oak planks, which are about 3 inches thick and 20 feet long or more. Some of the frames, some of the structural timbers that make up the shape of the ship are being replaced. We're replacing approximately 9 frame pieces. So the shipyard is working on that. We're doing a variety of other tasks. We're rebuilding a small deck up here on the ship, and also we're engaged in our biannual inspection with the Coast Guard. Because Mayflower is certified to carry passengers, we are required to be certified or to be inspected by the Coast Guard every other year, and this winter was the year for that inspection. There are lots of ways for people to be connected to Mayflower II and to help out with the restoration process, or just to be part of Mayflower. The first way is to help volunteer with us. We have a host of volunteers, friends of Mayflower II, as we like to call them, who do everything with us from scraping and painting and tarring in the wintertime to working to help rig the ship and do some light maintenance things throughout the summer. So there's the hands-on aspect. There's an opportunity to donate materials. This winter in particular, we've been looking for white oak, and I know there's been some press about the need for white oak for Mayflower II. Mayflower is a unique wooden vessel and requires some large white oak timbers. And if anyone has white oak that they're interested in donating or wants us to look at as possibly being part of Mayflower, they can contact Plymouth Plantation. And of course, the third way, as you can imagine, this is a very expensive endeavor to not only for this restoration, but just to own and maintain Mayflower for the people of the United States. So there's always an opportunity to donate funds to the Mayflower cause.
The town of Pembroke's 300th anniversary committee and local Boy Scouts held a tree planting last month Volunteers planted 100 cedar trees at windswept bogs to help maintain the purity of the town's drinking water supply, and PACTV Community News was there.
These are North Atlantic white cedar trees. Once ranged in this area, covered all the swamps with gorgeous 350-year-old cypress cedars. The British came along and scooped them all off this ancient trail that we're on. It was the first highway in export, and out they went. The largest time in the history of the world in shipbuilding coincided with the discovery of America, or the New World. They didn't have jewelry, didn't have gold, didn't have other conquests, but they had trees. So the trees be gone. We're putting them back 300 years, past that point, and now reaching 300 years forward. This surrounding area called Bog 12, a 97-foot deep peat bed. That's why these holes being full of water like they are, just like that, these are right back in the water that they will drink.
Hi, I'm James.
Hi, I'm Olivia.
You're watching PACTV Community News.
Hi, I'm Brayden.
Hi, I'm John.
And Hi, I'm Brayden.
Hi, I'm John.
And
you're watching.
Okay.
You're watching.
PACTV and PACTV Community News recently visited Plymouth's Rising Tide Charter Middle School during Career Day to speak about PACTV and our news program. It was fun for the staff and the classes we spoke to. We even brought along a portable blue screen to let the students practice appearing in the PACTV Community News set.
Hi, I'm Rocket.
I'm Alex.
And this is
PACTV Community News.
Hello again. I'm Ed Thorne, Town Administrator for the Town of Pembroke, and this is our monthly preview for the month of May and some of the activities that we'll be dealing with this month. We have a couple of important bid openings that will occur next week. One will be the property and casualty insurance bid openings. I believe we'll have a couple of bidders. This is a big ticket operation for the town. Normally it runs in about a $450,000 range, and this past year those costs went up to $600,000. So this really impacts our budget, and hopefully we're going to get that number back down to what we've had budgeted the last several years, so we can save some of that money for our FY14 budget. Another real important and very visible bid opening will be on our new dock system for Little Sandy Beach and also the Town Landing Beach at Oldham Pond. About $50,000 was appropriated by the fall town meeting, and we have now gone out to bid that, and the bid openings will be Friday the 17th. So we're looking forward to new docks at the Town Landing, Little Sandy, and also we're hoping to put a fifth dock in at the boat ramp on Oldham Pond. So I think that'll be a welcome addition for our boaters on that particular pond. And of course, May the 8th, in just a couple of days, we're going to have our health fair here at Town Hall. And this is a big event for all town employees as they meet some of the vendors that supply health insurance to the town, whether it be Harvard Pilgrim or Blue Cross Blue Shield. And if an employee wants to make any changes or desires additional information, they're invited to the health fair here at Town Hall. And then of course, our Town Hall, or the Town Green Project, we've got underway. We're doing the engineering for it. Because of all the activities that we have on the Town Green during the summer, we've decided it would be prudent to put off the actual construction of the drainage system and the resodding of the green until after Labor Day, when all the activities are finished. But hopefully by next year at this time, we'll have a brand new Town Green that everybody will be able to enjoy. So that's it for May 2013. This is Ed Thorne. Thank you.
Thanks for watching PACTV Community News. Replay times are listed at pactv.org. Click on the PCN logo to watch each complete edition or individual story.
See us on YouTube by searching for PACTV Community News Channel, and like us on Facebook to receive previews each week with links to all our stories.
If you have an idea for a story, email me, kim@pactv.org, or fill out a story submission form on our website.
Thanks for watching this edition, and join us next week for more PACTV Community News.